Okay, so today we are going to do a forgiveness meditation, and it's going to be based around a Hawaiian prayer. And the Hawaiian prayer, I always have trouble saying it, but it's the Ho'onoponopono prayer. It's spelled H-O, and then it has an apostrophe, and then O-P-O-N-O-P-O-N-O. So Ho'oponopono prayer. That's one of the clearest way at times I've ever said it. And there's four verses to this prayer, or four lines to this prayer, and it goes, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And you can say it in any order. But how this prayer came about was a psychologist was hired to work at this prison. So it was actually a mental ward, but the mental patients there were actually pretty violent, and it was almost like a prison. They were kept locked up, and because they were violent offenders, but they had mental disabilities. So this ward of this hospital had incredible turnover. It was like the staff wouldn't stay. They were harassed, violated, beaten sometimes, just because they had to still administer medication and feed the patients, and so there was a high turnover, and they're just trying to get people to fill this position. So they hired a new administrator who came in, and he said, I don't want to look at any of the patients, just bring their files. And he just sort of kept their files on his desk, and he would just look through their files and say this prayer, this Hawaiian prayer. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. Or in whatever order that he would say it in. And when he did that, what he was actually doing was taking responsibility himself for the creation of the people. So it was like he was creating this reality with these, these patients and their behaviors. So because people saw them that way, so that would manifest, that behavior was created. And so he took full responsibility for creating his reality. And so he started to do this prayer just on the files of these patients, never visited them, never saw them. And he would do this prayer every day with different files. And surprisingly, the behavior of the inmates improved. The staff retention improved. There was way less turnaround. People were happy working there. The patients actually were getting better mentally, cognitively. They were improving, and some of them were even released into they were deemed not to be mentally disabled any longer, and it was all through this prayer, or supposedly through this prayer. So we're gonna, the music you're hearing in the background has these words in it. So we're gonna connect to those sayings. So I'm gonna just get us into a calm state where we're breathing and just focused on our internal self in a quiet space. And then we're just going to focus on these words. And I've done this with my family, like where we've said this prayer to each other, and just immediately these emotions come up and we break down and we start crying, and it's very powerful. And it's especially is the forgiveness is that we're forgiving ourselves for creating the hurt in the world. You can't hear the music. Okay, so I'll turn it up a little bit. I was keeping it low. I'll turn it up in a sec, Naaman. I was keeping it low just so while I was talking, and then I'll turn it up slowly. So thanks for that. Yeah, so it's very powerful. We're going to connect with that, and let's get started. So I'd like allow your eyelids to close here, and we'll just start to connect to our breathing. So a long, deep inhale through the nostrils, and an even slower exhale out the nostrils. And on the inhale, let that air come in right deep into the abdomen. So allow your belly to expand. Keep it intentionally slow. And then as you exhale, try and control that exhale even slower. And just start to clear your mind of anything that's been going on thus far today. And we'll start to connect with the breath coming inward into our bodies. And distributing out to every cell in our body. And just see the nourishment. See if you can follow that breath in. Into the nostrils, down the windpipe, into your lungs, and then distribute it out to every cell in your body as it starts to cleanse and nourish each cell. And as the exhale comes, just imagine the cells are releasing anything that's not serving them. Just allow your cells to let go of anything that's not serving them. And as you exhale, all that is not necessary just flows out your nostrils. And you feel this release. You feel nourished, relaxed. And now just imagine the world that you're creating. Because our thoughts, emotions, feelings go out into this reality and interact with that reality. So we are manifesting our reality. And as we do that, we also create good in the world, or perceived good in the world, and we also create what we perceive as bad in the world. Maybe there's another way to say it, is we create wanted and unwanted. And you might ask, well, why do we create the unwanted? Well, there's a lot going on in our subconscious mind, and how we've been programmed, and how our emotional states have trapped emotions in our body that want to be released. And that those states of emotional turmoil and conditioning flows outward to create our reality. So sometimes we create things we don't want, which is also a reflection of what's happening on our inner self. So as you think about your creation and your reality, think of maybe what you may ask forgiveness for. What would you like to ask for forgiveness for creating? And a lot of times it's our collective consciousness that creates the larger events in our life. But we are still part of that collective consciousness. And our forgiveness puts energy into that collective consciousness. So just repeat these 4 lines in your mind as you think of some of the reality that you have created. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. And I actually encourage you to say it out loud. Because I just found in that vibration there was even more emotional feelings that came up for me by saying it out loud and feeling the vibrations of it. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And you can say it in any order you wish. make sure you continue to breathe. Slow, deep inhale. Slow, long exhale through the nostrils. And just continue to repeat these 4 lines. And maybe you want to remember some of the interactions you've had with the people in your life. If we are creating these interactions or attracting them, if we invite an interaction that's not pleasant, it's not really the other person that has created it. So rather than them apologizing to us, it's only right that we apologize to ourselves for creating that. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Bring your attention back to your breath here. Low, long, slow, deep breaths. And maybe you can even feel the sensations of your breath. What usually would be a cool inhale and the warmth of the exhale. Just start to bring your attention back to whatever you're sitting on or laying on, whatever piece of furniture is supporting you. Bring your attention back to the room you're in, back to your body. Maybe you want to stretch a little bit. Just take one more deep inhale, collective breath together, and when we exhale, we'll just let out whatever sound wants to come out. And if you haven't already, you can open your eyes. And I'll see everybody in September, as in taking the summer off from Meditation Mondays. Let's talk to you all. Yeah, thank you. Talk to you all later. Bye.
Bye. Have a great summer. Enjoy.
Same to you guys. Take care. Bye.